Hey, welcome into today's show. Now, being a first-time home buyer, I know it's scary enough. So I realize you don't need any extra information to freak you out even more. I mean, you come here for education and information, and we have that here in bunches. But recently, I have seen some things that are pretty damn troublesome. You and your data, they're being bought and sold. So today, I'm going to give you a warning, and then we're going to get into the education, empowerment, and protection for you. All equally important for the biggest financial transaction of your life. Let's do this.
How to Buy a Home educates, protects, and connects first-time homebuyers to qualified vetted realtors in their area. Whether you're looking for DIY information or step-by-step guidance, How to Buy a Home is the #1 resource for first-time homebuyers.
What's happening, my How to Buy a Homies? I'm David Sidoni, and I've been called a real estate unk by other listeners in the past. And today's topic, it is seriously bringing out my unk vibes. I knew things aren't right with the real estate industry, especially for first-time home buyers, but damn, these corporate evil empires are really starting to throw you under the bus in ways I haven't seen before because they're trying to satisfy their shareholders and their investors. So I'm back. Unk is here to bring you some protection. Today, I'm going to share some of those super shady stories, stuff that I just saw in the last couple of weeks, so you can really know what's going on with all of the online real estate sites. And then I'm going to do as I always do here. I'm going to offer you education with tips that benefit you, not those real estate companies, so that you can feel more confident in your home buying planning. Okay, first, the bad news. The real estate industry is one big con game. I wish it wasn't, but I know too much. I've seen too much. Now, I want you to know, not all realtors and lenders inside of real estate, not all of them are bad. There is a percentage of them that are serving first-time homebuyers as it should be done. But for the past 20 years, watching these big, giant tech companies, the companies that hire and staff the people that help people buy and sell homes and get loans for the homes, what they're doing is they're running what can only be called a turnstile business model that offers the lowest level of service possible to buyers and sellers. The lowest level of service. And the turnstile, it's not you, it's the people that they hire to serve you. 87% of realtors quit in under 5 years of service. And the average loan officer, they only last 3.2 years. Let that one sink in. And did you know that the average salary for realtors last year was below the poverty line? Does that shock you? It should. Now, did you think the fact that they had an actual real estate license actually meant that they had the qualifications for the biggest damn thing that you're ever going to do in your life? I can tell you this, they don't. They're living below the poverty line, or they're not selling any homes at all. And the industry is bold-faced lying to you, saying that someone with a license is qualified to help you. So I'm here to let you know that the people that you're going to hire for this enormous life event for you, well, most of them are commodities to the real estate companies who are lured in with promises of unlimited income potential and the freedom of being your own boss. But they are given zero training. And these so-called professionals, they're there. And most of them, they end up bailing when they figure out they don't know what they're doing. There's massive turnover in the turnstile of profits for the big real estate companies. Every year, hundreds of thousands of realtors and lenders leave the business. Yes, hundreds of thousands. And meanwhile, each year, buyers and sellers, they end up hiring someone who hasn't been trained on the intricacies of the job. A lot of times, those buyers and sellers end up being the last transaction for someone who's just about to quit the business because no one taught them how to serve the customers. So here I am, and I feel compelled to go full unk today because I saw this article in my email. It came from an industry real estate newsletter. The headline read, 15 smart side hustles for real estate agents right now. And the subheadline, incorporate these 15 side gigs into your business plan so that you can keep afloat. Yeah, now does that inspire confidence in you to know that your realtor needs a side hustle? And one of the suggestions, agent recruitment. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So this realtor can't afford to pay their own rent as a realtor because they don't know how to do the job. But hey, here's a side hustle. Go out and recruit other people who are woefully unqualified just like you and bring them into the company so we can put them into our turnstile and make a ton of money off of them too. And we'll kick you back a few bucks. Good side hustle, right? Now, I've been watching this since I first got into real estate. For the last 20 years, the online companies, they've been spending billions. Yes, billions with a B. And they're spending billions each year to go out and capture you. That's the word they use, capture you. And then they go ahead and put you into their profit machine. Recently, I saw some shocking stuff. They're getting downright shameless in how they treat customers. And as a first-time home buyer, I'm seeing some really scary stuff. Zillow has been sued 3 times in the last couple of years for steering people. Steering is the term they use. Anyone who's coming in and seeking information, they steer them over to the realtors and lenders that pay them to be advertised on their site as recommended. And of course, when Zillow steers you to these pay-for-play so-called experts, well, then Zillow gets to take a hefty chunk of money that the realtor and lender would normally profit for themselves. Now, so they're making them pay, and then they're taking a bigger chunk of their salary. These people that are being served up to you, they're actually willing to make less money so they could be called an expert. And nobody is bothering to tell you this is the way the industry works. And just recently, Redfin and Rocket, they created a new lucrative partnership by selling you to the highest bidder. Yeah. Now, when you sign up for those handy housing market alerts from Redfin, well, now, while you're window shopping, your information and searching history has just been sold to another real estate company that Redfin and Rocket are working with. And the headline of this industry article said that Redfin and Rocket promised them 1 million leads in this new deal. It's a historic 3-year deal, and it was announced, guess where? During Rocket's Q4 earnings call. That means that's the big announcement and the time that they're talking to their shareholders to tell them how much money they're going to make off these online leads. And everyone out there online, they need to understand they're the bread and butter that the real estate companies use to recruit those newbie agents. Yeah, they say, hey, come here. You can make a whole bunch of money because look at all these people we have filling out a form. And then you follow up and you close the deal. Oh, did I mention you're also not going to get any training? And those people that you get, they're actually going to be your on-the-job training. Yeah, that's who you get sold to. And since the people out there, they don't understand and realize that inexperienced agents and inexperienced lenders, they don't know how to construct a deal that saves you the most money. And they don't understand how to help you explore all your buying options. So they have to be sure that they offer these untrained, unqualified realtors and lenders the Redfin Preferred Pricing Bundle. Everybody loves a bundle. And what they do is they're going to offer you a 1% lower rate for the first year of your loan and up to $6,000 in lender credits from Rocket Mortgage. Now, that sounds great, but I can tell you this, there's a whole bunch of other lenders that are going to offer similar packages. But most importantly, anybody in the industry, we realize that if we're out there advocating for the clients and then we see one of these offers, it's real easy to know what it is. It's a bait and switch. And a quality team who's going to work with you in the pre-planning process, they can save you indefinitely more money than this teaser bundle. And they do that by setting you up in the pre-planning to help you find your best buying options instead of just pushing you through their no-service machine so they can flip you from a lead into a sale as soon as possible. This is just a quick little disclaimer. I know I sound snarky, but truly, I'm coming from a place of advocacy and protection for you. This stuff is scary, and these people are starting to make money off of this, and I don't want you to get caught in that trap. Because I saw another article that shook me to my core. It was a very long, detailed description about how Zillow has debuted an AI model delivering guided intelligence to the housing journey. Now, I get it. This sounds like a good idea, right? Help answer some questions. But here's the sub-headline. The new AI-powered experience allows buyers and renters to search for homes through conversation, compare options, and take actions like booking tours or connecting with agents directly within Zillow. Did you hear that? They know you're coming to their site, and now they're going to offer you an AI question machine because they want to prey on your curiosity. And while you're home shopping, maybe you have a couple questions. Now, they're going to eliminate you interviewing and hiring. They want to get rid of that process of you finding the best team for you. The thing that's going to protect you the most in your home buying experience. They want to capture you throw you into their AI, and then put you in their revolving turnstile of unproven and subpar realtors and lenders. The idea of their AI is to get you connected with agents directly within Zillow. That's not choice. That's you being manipulated. Now, I had to look this up because I knew that Zillow has spent billions of dollars, again, with a B. And what I found was the estimates are somewhere between $25 and $40 billion since 2006. But I also know this. They've only been profitable twice, only in 2 years. Their investors are banking on this name recognition that they've built up over the last 20 years as the leading real estate information site. And they want that to be the magnet that's going to suck you in, and then they funnel you into what they got going with people that are paying to be called experts that are going to help you in this gigantic, huge transaction. So I saw this happening back in 2006 at the very beginning, and people were doing it in all kinds of different ways. But now it's getting really bad. And the average home buyer goes to their own AI or Zillow's AI or just to these giant sites. And when they're there, they don't realize they're not there to get any information. They've put the shiny objects of things that you want to look at to suck you in. And it's eliminated the most important step for buying your own home. And that's getting the right team. Because when you interview on your own to find your own real estate support team, that's where you can protect yourself. You're going to find a team that's going to offer you complete education and stewardship in this entirely brand new process that you've never done before. Zillow and Redfin and Homes.com and Realtor.com. If you didn't know this, they don't get paid by the buyers and sellers. They get paid by the realtors and lenders who pay those sites to be featured as experts and local professionals. And of course, those sites do that with zero vetting. Realtors and lenders simply buy the title from the websites. When you go out and you interview your own team, or you find your team through education-first platforms, now you get to choose people who have to prove themselves to you that they're the experts, that they're the specialists. And I'll tell you this, I'm willing to bet my entire career and reputation. Hell, I'll even bet my kids that if you took every first-time homebuyer horror story that was posted online, and especially in Reddit, I'll bet you that 98% of them, that they were buyers that hired a realtor directly from an online site. And the other 2% are going to be people who hired a friend or family recommendation because they're trying to help someone out who's attempting to make their failing career work for them. In a technological world, convenience and information are incredibly powerful tools, and businesses use them because they are beholden to their shareholders. They need to get eyeballs, and when they get eyeballs, then they want to grab your information. And sometimes they sell it, and sometimes they put you through their profit machine as quickly as possible. And hey, they've done a great job. I mean, these sites are kick-ass for browsing homes, but they skip the most vital step in buying your first home, finding a guide that is going to educate you on all of your options so you don't just jump at anything. If these sites actually advocated for you, they would right now fire 71% of their staff, because that's how many licensed real estate agents didn't sell one home in 2025. 71.1% sold 0 homes. They would fire them. And then they'd be sure to train up their realtors and lenders on how to educate you in the most complex and important step that you're ever going to take in your life. Then they would build a site that focused solely on first-time home buyers, because those are the people that need the most help. And they would give all the information and education to build trust so that you thought, hey, this company really cares about first-time home buyers. But instead, they spent billions because they're banking on the human emotion of curiosity. They know you're going to go out looking at homes, so they built you a fun zone online. They absolutely are positive that every renter is going to browse first and ask questions later. It's human nature. So they suck you in, and then they skip the most important step, the education. And they're deliberately trying to steer you away from hiring the best and most empowering professionals. Gang, I cannot make this stuff up. Protect yourself. Within the system, there are people that are doing it right, but don't believe anything you see from a big real estate company or big lending company. It's up to you to find the right people in there that are going to give you everything that a first-time homebuyer needs. And maybe you're sitting there like me right now and you're thinking, Well, why is no one putting billions into educating buyers on the possibilities, on the education, on all the options to succeed? I mean, wouldn't that work? Isn't that what a service-based business tries to do? Don't they tell people we're the best? And because you need this help, we give it to you in the best way. Kind of makes you wonder how it works. I mean, look at Zillow and Redfin and Realtor.com and Homes.com. Why aren't their sites overflowing with education for first-time home buyers so that they can gain your confidence and your trust in all the people who work there and all the people who they want to tell you these are the best people to serve you? I've been watching this firsthand for 20 years. That's why in 2019, I tried to find a way to protect and serve first-time home buyers so that they don't get screwed anymore. I didn't have billions, but I did have a computer and a microphone. Education and empowerment for free. Information and advocacy. These are the tools that are going to make your first-time home buying journey a success. I found something fascinating over these last 7 years doing the podcast. I've discovered something that's going to change the course of your home buying game plan. For 7 years now, buyers have come in and tell me they're 12 to 18 months from buying a home. 72% of them are under contract in 3.2 months. That means you're more ready than you think, because the entire industry, they're not sharing with you the fundamental step that every first-time home buyer should do way before you're browsing homes online or going to open houses. That's why I tell you, you can do this. I say it at the end of every episode because nobody is really explaining to you what you can do. Nobody's putting any effort into the one thing that you need most: education and guidance. That damn skipped step. So for this year's batch of the 72% of you who are listening that can actually own your own home, if you're listening to this right when it comes out, you can own a home by summer. Let me lay out the educational path to help you get there. And by the way, of course, it's all free here. This is your 2026 master's degree in buying your first home. This year, I have been more dedicated than ever to answering the questions that are holding people back because of the big affordability question. Now, that information should be out there for you all to find, but unfortunately, it's not. So here they are. These are the formulas, the math, and the calculations that have been hidden from first-time home buyers. If you're brand new, start at episode 400. Those are the 10 steps that every first-time home buyer should follow. And then there's these two big ones. Episode 440 and 441. That explains the rent replacement strategy. That helps with your mindset to get around all the math of the formula. And then there's the last lease ever. That's 441. That gives you the tips so you can start today working on your credit score and your savings and your debt so that you will make yourself into the greatest home buyer possible when you're going to try to get a home loan. At episode 415, there is a 7-part series on how to financially prepare to buy a home. This breaks down everything for every level of savings. If you have $5 in the bank or if you have $200,000 in the bank, there are tips in there that are going to help you get ready to buy. Now, one of the big things that we do differently here is I explain the process of buying a home is that your realtor is the hub of everything. And I definitely say, friends, do not let friends use online lenders. So when you're choosing your lender, go to your realtor, get some recommendations from them. That way you have a cohesive team that's all working together that know each other. This is a big, big benefit to you as a buyer. So I'm going to go all the way back to episode 339 and 340. If you're trying to figure out how to choose the right lender, listen to that one and then go to your realtor first and listen to 339 and 340 and make sure those lenders, they're aligned with being an advocate and an educator to you as well. Episode 426 is the low down payment option, big thing for this year. Episode 443 answers the question, what can you afford? Because nobody feels like they can afford anything right now. And if you're trying to figure out rent versus buy, that's episode 460. And if you're in the Northeast or places on the West Coast, you're still in competitive markets. The inventory is extremely low there. So this is a good one for you. Go to episode 462 and learn how to win a bidding war. And then for you folks in the high cost of living areas, I really went deep on that. Episode 469 and 470. I'm going to put all those episodes in the show notes. And I'm also going to make sure I put this one in the show notes, the full episode guide. You're going to find over 100 interview episodes there so you can hear how real people discovered this secret skip step and they became homeowners. It's really nice and it's a great resource if you really get tired of listening to me nerd out on the math. Now, I know maybe you came here for answers today and you're like, dude, all you did was tell me a bunch of bad news, a bunch of scary crap about the real estate industry, and then you gave me a bunch of old stuff to listen to. Yeah, I did, because it's all there. And I've already been saying it. And if you're coming here trying to figure out exactly what to do with an inspection or a negotiation or a counteroffer or how to look at homes or, anything else about the home buying process, that's a later step. And you're skipping the first steps. And I'm not telling you this because I am standing here going, yeah, dumb kids, you got to do. No, I'm telling you this because this is the best way to buy a home. And too many people skip this step, and then those people turn into the horror stories. As a first-time home buyer, you should be demanding education on the process. I'm shocked that more people aren't up in arms about this. This is too immense of an undertaking. And this is a giant step in your adulting. And to skip the education on the process and to go in with someone who hasn't even tried to show you how this works and assume that they're going to do everything right. The one thing I see all the time is people just get really interested in home shopping, and I get it. It's fun. It's emotional. But finding the house, that shouldn't be anywhere near the top of your list when you're preparing to stop being a renter. The top of your list is getting educated on the process and then hiring a real estate support team. People that you know are dedicated to first-time home buyers, people who are going to support you with deeper education. They're going to help you create your own personal pre-planning steps that are going to open up the maximum home buying purchasing power with the least amount of risk. The fact that all the big real estate sites, that's not like an entire section of their website blows my mind. They just give you a mortgage calculator and go, can you afford it? Cool. Here, work with this chump. Oh my goodness, I'm getting so riled up, but I've been doing this for years now. I'm just trying to give you this advice and this coaching, and I'm giving it all away for free because this is my chance to try to fix things. I'm not a youngster anymore, but I can try to give back and correct the horrible injustice that's being done to you by a completely corrupt industry. And you know what? You can ask me for a unicorn team. Maybe that'll work out for you, or you can just take all the education and never ask me for anything. I'm down with that. As long as you are making sure that this step is one of the biggest things that you do when you're trying to figure out if you should buy a home. And if you haven't listened to the episodes on the unicorns and interviewing for your own realtor, I just want to let you know that I don't charge the unicorns. They are all personally vetted by me, and all I am is a matchmaking service. And you can go interview them, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be better than anybody that you interview in that town. And I have to let you know, I have let go a whole bunch of people who wanted to be unicorns, and I have refused hundreds of people who have asked me to be a unicorn. My standards are really high. And that's because your standards should be higher than being bought and sold to the highest bidder. Your standards when you're buying a home should be higher than what the industry has set. I can't change the industry. I can't change the entire system yet. I'm working on it. I've been teaching you how to beat this rigged system within the system by not skipping that crucial step of planning to buy a home long before you do any window shopping online. Everything you need to know is here. It's 470 something episodes, and it's all free. And if you've got questions, you can go to howtobuyahome.com, hit the Ask David button, and I'll answer those personally. And if you want to interview a unicorn team, see if they're the people that are going to get you that crucial step, you can do that on the site too. Just ask me for one. And if you are listening to this and you happen to be one of those investors who put millions, maybe billions into one of those online sites that's fleecing first-time home buyers at every turn possible, hit me up. I mean, it's time that we put the power back in the hands of the people. It's time to democratize this process once and for all. But right now, for you How to Buy a Homies, you're here. It's all free. It's all in the show notes. Now you can discover your options because you can do this.
Looking for more DIY education or your own personal step-by-step guidance through the home buying journey? Since 2019, How to Buy a Home has been the #1 resource for first-time home buyers. So visit howtobuyahome.com to get started.